Well, it's the Portfolio Advisor segment then, and today Krishna SM will be discussing your portfolio. Well, he is 65 years of age, he's a retiree, and he's got a long-term time horizon in the stocks that he holds in his portfolio. Well, let's get down to it and talk about some of the names that he has. There's ITC in the portfolio, and that has been bought at a price of 310 rupees. RS Software, 50 shares at 120. Alembic Pharma also features on the list at a buy price of 115 rupees. From the mid-cap space, there's Apollo Tyres bought at a buy price of 60 rupees. LIC Housing Finance close to 25 shares at 225 rupees. Idea Cellular from Telecom at a buy point of 125. Moving on, then there's some more defensive tilts. So there's Dabur, 100 shares at 150 rupees. Zee Entertainment has been bought at 225. And finally, there's L&T Finance, 100 shares at a buy point of 75 rupees. Now, Sharmila, you've had a look at the entire portfolio. It seems that while the names of some of the blue chips, of some of the mid-cap stocks might be rather robust, his entry point hasn't been too good. So what's your overall assessment?
Yeah, I think, as I said, it's a very interesting portfolio because though he's a retiree, the portfolio seems like a very young portfolio because, as you said, a lot of these ideas are ideas that have really come about in the last couple of years, like where the interest has come, for instance, to media, or like there is an increased focus on FMCG or on pharma. So you do find like a mid-cap IT name there, for instance, which has again been, a space which a lot of investors have liked. So that way it's a very interesting mix of stocks, and as you said, most of them are fairly good quality names. But I think the only worrying thing is that they've been bought maybe a year and a half ago, and so the prices are fairly high. So it's a good thing that he's a long-term investor, because I think on some of these, to make a decent return, he will have to stay put for, especially given the current scenario, he'll have to stay invested for at least a year, I think, before he starts seeing return on some of them. But I think by and large they're decent names, so I think that's the good side of the portfolio.
Patience really is going to be the key, Mr. Krishna, when it comes to making good returns from your portfolio. So let's, discuss each of your stocks in greater detail and get your sense of the targets that you could be looking at. First up, there's an ITC, of course, which he's picked up at 310. A lesser known name in the form of an RS Software, as well as we've got Midcap Pharma being represented via Alembic Pharma.
Starting with ITC, I think, among the FMCG names, there are two stocks which you should have in your portfolio. There would obviously be an ITC or an HUL, and he has an ITC. So that's the good part. And I think, again, if you looked at the kind of numbers that you got from ITC, they were fairly, I would say, quite good, given the kind of size that ITC is now at. So all in all, I think it's a stock that you should have as a portfolio stock, and you should stay put in this, and I'd give this a target of about 370. But I think what you need to bear in mind here is that we've really seen both HUL as well as ITC make new all-time highs, and from there they have corrected. So they would possibly consolidate a bit before they start moving up. But this is a name that I would stay invested in. Coming to RS Software, as you said, a lesser known but quite an okay name in the mid-cap IT space, and trading at fairly decent valuations. So I think from that point of view, I'd stay put in the stock with a target of 150, where again, I would really review it. Because it's a mid-cap IT, I would, and a lesser known mid-cap IT at that, I'd tread a little kind of carefully and keep, following it up at regular intervals, but I'd have a target of about 150 on it for now. I think similarly for Alembic Pharma, because this is a stock that has done reasonably well in this last year, and we've seen fairly good returns on it, and now it seems to be consolidating at these levels. I think it does have the strength to go to 180. I mean, if you're looking at it from a valuation as well as the kind of business perspective. But here again, I think, it could take time, because we've seen a run up and there is some consolidation going on here. So I'd hold this with a target of about 180.
Okay, that's the call on the first three stocks. Then let's assess the next three names. There's an Apollo Tyres, LIC Housing Finance, and Idea Cellular from Telecom.
So coming to Apollo Tyres, I think tyre companies have had an interesting run, largely because of the soft rubber prices that we've seen in the last couple of quarters. And you would see across the board, a lot of the tyre companies have had very decent margins, and that is reflected in a strong profit growth. But I think for Apollo Tyres, my concern is really the fact that the announcement that they made about buying this company in the US, and I think that's going to put a strain on the balance sheet. So just looking at that, I'd switch out of it and I'd buy a CEAT instead, which is also a tyre company which is available at very decent valuations. We have a buy on it. So I'd buy a CEAT at this point in time and hold that with a target of about 149. Coming to LIC Housing Finance, this stock has again deeply corrected in this last fall that we've seen in mid-cap stocks. But there are a lot of positives for LIC Housing Finance. On August 14th, you do have the company declaring numbers. So I take a look at the quarter numbers, but I believe that there should be nothing really to worry about over there. But overall, there has been a concern, just as there has been for banking, there has been a concern for housing finance companies, given if they have to borrow at higher costs, and if they're unable to pass on those costs to their customers, then, there could be some kind of a hit on their margins and, overall how their business would look going ahead. But that being said, I think it's still a very, LIC Housing Finance has a fairly robust model. So this clearly is not a price that you should be selling at. So for the moment, I'd stay put and with a target of about 190, where I would, as I said, in an earlier case, really revisit the stock and take a call from there going ahead. Coming to Idea Cellular, I think this is a great stock because not only has telecom as a sector really come into its own, because we've really seen that in terms of pricing, that power has now come back to a lot of these telecom stocks. But Idea has clearly been the outperformer here in terms of the kind of numbers that they've been that they have given in this quarter. And I think that's a growth, it's a strong growth trajectory that they are on, and that's likely to sustain. So I'd stay put here with a target of about 170.
Alright, that's the call coming through on those three names. But let's focus in on a Dabur. He's also got a Zee Entertainment as well as L&T Finance and one of those banking license hopefuls there.
Yes, absolutely. So coming to Dabur, I think, similarly as I said for ITC, I think FMCG has been a spot which investors have liked. Again, Dabur has a very interesting portfolio mix, so looking at, the kind of products that they have, from packaged foods to, kind of wellness products to whatever. So I think, given that, this is a very interesting stock to be invested in, and I would, as I said, hold this stock with a target of about 170. Zee Entertainment, I think, again, is one of the it's an old play within the space, but media as a sector has found favor, in this last 8 months or so. And we've seen a lot of these stocks seeing increased buying. But Zee Entertainment, with the kind of model that it has, the kind of numbers that it has given, the kind of advertising revenues that they've been able to clock, I think this is a stock that you should stay put with a target of about 275. The last stock on the list is L&T Finance, a banking hopeful, as you said, and I think again this stock is one that has corrected quite deeply post the close to 100 levels that it went to, and it has corrected all the way down to 55. So to my mind, this is not a price to sell. There could be concerns on this, as there are for a lot of NBFCs, which I highlighted when I spoke of LIC Housing Finance. I think even in terms of L&T Finance, we did see the pain in the numbers where NPAs did go up. And I think the reasons for that were also quite clear, because the kind of lending that they're doing has resulted in them seeing an increase in their NPAs. But again, I think to my mind, 55 is not really a level that we should be looking to exit the stock. So I'd stay put in the stock with a target of 65, where again I'd revisit it and see what's happening in the sector and with the stock. So give it another couple of quarters and then take a call on L&T Finance. But my guess is that this stock looks good for about 75, but 65 is where I'd revisit it. And also, of course, hopefully the banking license news could also come out by then, and it is a hopeful. So let's hope that something good happens for that. So still then, I think I'd just stay put in L&T Finance.
We, of course, brace you for the week ahead with the top trading and investing ideas that you can be focusing on. So let's talk the technical picks first up. And Kunal, give us a sense of, what are the two top recommendations that you've outlined for our viewers?
Yes, both of them are from a different time perspective. One is from a short-term time perspective, and that is Reliance Infra. I think the stock is just about holding the 308, 310 levels. It's moved up to 345, 350 levels, on the last week. My sense is you could see that short covering probably coming across in the stock, and my target for Reliance Infra is 370, 375, and the time frame would be probably 2 to 3 weeks. Stop loss is 330. The second is an interesting pick, and that's from a longer term perspective. I think from a portfolio perspective, I think Tech Mahindra seems to be an excellent chart. It's broken out of at least 3 to 5 year kind of a pattern. It's come out with very strong volumes. The price movement is also very aggressive. I believe that probably from a 3 to 5 year or a 2 to 3 year perspective, longer term view, I think Tech Mahindra should be a very good stock in your portfolio. My target is 1800 plus on Tech Mahindra, and the stop loss for anyone who's probably entering or averaging at current levels could be placed at 900.
Reliance Infrastructure has a short-term perspective and Tech Mahindra pretty long-term targets of close to 1800 on that stock. Sharmila, let's talk about some quality stocks that you would be identifying.
Yes, I think I've chosen two stocks from the mid-cap space and with investment horizon of about 8 to 9 months. The first stock, as I mentioned earlier, is CEAT. This, as you know, is a tire maker. And we've seen very good numbers from all the tire companies, in fact, because of the kind of rubber price advantage that they've got. Rubber prices have been depressed in these last couple of quarters, and this has resulted in good margins and therefore better profits for most of the tire makers. What I do like about CEAT is the fact that they've grown at a pace which is much more than what the rest of the industry has grown at. So if the industry has grown at about 5.5, they've registered a volume growth of about 9.5 top line growth. And this is largely because of the fact that they do have a lot of exports, and this has aided them reporting a better growth. And again, I think if you look at the valuations, then you find that CEAT is available at very decent kind of a PE multiple. Their EPS so far works out to about 40, and it's available at close to 3 times. So I think that giving it a slightly better valuation multiple, we have a target of about 149 on the stock going ahead. The next stock that I'm recommending is Hexaware. This again has reported a very good set of numbers, and more interestingly, the management has said that revenue growth in coming quarters is also likely to be good, and that margins should stay in the same band, which simply means that they're really adding clients going ahead, because they're not really expecting that margin expansion to come. So given the fact that growth is looking good and the fact that rupee is depreciating, so it's helping a lot of these IT companies which are in exports, we have a target of 135. There has been news that Hexaware could be looking to sell one of its verticals, but that's not something that has been taken into consideration in coming to its target price. So if that materializes, in fact, then the target price would be higher. So just based on the kind of numbers and the multiples Hexaware is trading at, we have a target of 135 on Hexaware.
Okay, CEAT and Hexaware, those are the two topics coming your way from Sharmila for, of course, a longer term time horizon. And with that, both Sharmila and Kunal, we'd like to take your leave and thank you very much for taking out the time and being with us today.
And on that note, it's goodbye from Megha and me. Thanks so much for tuning in.